Our group has decided to argue through consequentialism that the benefits derived from human and non-human animals obtaining moral consideration outweigh the costs that would be caused by no moral consideration. On the basis of non-human animals, like Peter Singer, we believe that animals essentially have moral status because they have been found to feel emotions and pain. Not only that, but Singer suggests that animals are a form of minority, and if we grant rights to human minorities and not non-human animals, then we are discriminating against them on the basis of their species. However, equal consideration is not the same as equal rights. Animals, of course, do not require exactly the same rights as humans. This is because the needs of animals are different, and therefore their rights should differ between the two. But the issue of species should not determine treatment. To be morally permissible, we must cater to the needs of all species. If we torture and abuse lab animals because their species is seen as inferior for their lack of reasoning ability, then essentially, under the same logic, we could be morally sound in performing torturous tests on mentally retarded human beings. Essentially, all animals deserve consideration. Doing so is more beneficial, and not doing so would be morally unjust. Similarly, on the basis of humans, our group believes that humans are all persons because of their ability or potential to be self-aware and have reason. Also, like animals, humans have the ability to suffer. Therefore, humans also have moral status and deserve moral consideration. In regards to unborn persons, we believe that a mother has the right to choose whether or not to allow her fetus full access of the mother's resources. Essentially, the mother has the right to be morally considered because if she did not intend on providing life to a fetus, then it is more beneficial for her to discard it. Regardless of what the mother decides, however, any amount of life the fetus gains is beneficial for it, because otherwise that fetus would be non-existent. However, if the mother chooses to carry her baby to full term, she is tacitly consenting to make certain the child is cared for, regardless if it is her who provides the care or someone else. Therefore, providing the most benefit for all requires that all humans and non-human animals receive moral consideration. To do so, however, means that we must alter our treatment of animals that are involved in food production, and we must also maintain the rights of women in regards to the fate of their unborn fetuses.
To give animals equal consideration, we should not harm them. Michael Pollan agrees that it is the modern practice involved with meat production and other forms of killing animals that is wrong, not the principle of eating animals. He reiterates Singer's philosophy that all animals should have the right to equal consideration and adopts the stance that good farms in which animals are killed humanely are perfectly moral. Humans should take priority, but animals should be considered and not be made to suffer. Also, we could completely abstain from the killing and eating animals in order to cause them no harm whatsoever. The benefits would be no harm caused to animals, better living situation for animals, healthier and better lives for the animals, and animals won't be killed unnecessarily. The cost would be no meat from animals. The benefits of equal consideration for animals outweigh the costs of maintaining a non-moral status for animals. Happiness can be maximized for animals and the humans through the benefits of upholding equal consideration for non-human animals.
In order to achieve moral consideration for humans as well, we must maintain the current abortion right. A fetus that is still in the mother's womb has the potential to be a person while in the womb, but after being born, that human animal now has a life and should have equal consideration of interest with developed rational adults and some rational non-human animals. So when a human becomes pregnant with the fetus, she can decide whether or not she will allow the fetus to use her resources in order to develop into a potential person. Also, by knowingly letting the fetus develop, a woman is committing to 9 months of care to the child and responsibilities of caring for it after birth or finding another action of care for the then born child. When a woman voluntarily engages in sex and she does not intend to become pregnant, she may decide to abort the child and be morally right in her actions. She may also decide to keep the child, but if she does, she must now be responsible for the development of the child for the next 9 months at least. So a woman does not tactically consent to child care and rearing of a potential person until after the fetus is born. Before consenting to carrying the child, a woman has no moral obligation to allow a fetus to use her resources. It is up to a woman to decide if she wants to allow the fetus to use her resources, but she must take into account the costs and benefits of abortion. Only the individual directly affected should make the decision, so it's up to the mother to make the decision whether or not to abort the fetus. If the mother decides to abort the fetus, she must take into consideration some costs. 5 to 10 years after aborting, 81% of mothers are still preoccupied with their aborted child. 54% have nightmares, 35% have perceived visits with the child, and 96% feel that they have taken a human life. They are also ending the life of a potential person that could possibly become something great in life. Benefits can also arise from allowing the abortion of human fetuses. It can cause women to be liberated and be lifted from oppression because it would be stopping the stereotype cycle of women only caring for children and nurturing. And by not allowing abortion, we are forcing women to take responsibilities that they do not want. A more egalitarian society where both women and men make sacrifices where the child is concerned can also result from allowing abortion. Women sacrifice pay gaps and lack credibility because of the stereotype that women only care for children. Men should also take more steps towards caring and nurturing children and causing the stereotypes of women to decrease and seem more credible.